Hello there, you are listening to Medley with Maddie Movies Podcast, and I'm Maddie Dawson. So, we're going to talk about a movie today, and unfortunately, even for this movie podcast, I couldn't get a guest speaker for this episode, but I'll try to get more guest speakers for the future episodes. Yeah, today I thought I'll talk about the movie El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. Yeah. So this was one of my wish list, and I was saving it. I was not watching it purposely, so that if I gotta watch it, then I'll be definitely missing the Breaking Bad series. I'm a huge fan of Breaking Bad series. It's a very popular, worldwide popular series, and there's a lot of fans in almost all the industry for Breaking Bad. And it's so written, the writing and the way they have executed the acting. So almost all the departments in filmmaking was spot on in this series. And yeah, it's actually the highest rated TV series of all time, I guess. So people who miss Breaking Bad series, then I think they made an epilogue for them. So it's the El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. So it's not a standalone movie. So you have to have watched Breaking Bad series in order to come and watch this movie. So if you just watch it just without watching Breaking Bad series, then you'll not know anything like head or tail about it. So yeah, it's specifically made as an epilogue, an ending, or what do you say, a chapter for Jesse Pinkman, the character, the sidekick of Walter White. So Breaking Bad is all about Walter White and Jesse Pinkman getting together and trying to change, transforming themselves into different persons altogether. And it's all about the change, right? So in the first episode in itself, they give this foreshadowing. What is chemistry change? So every action there should be a reaction, and that's how the whole series is set. And every episode have been designed in such a way that you are there binge watching the whole series. So yeah, let's talk about the movie. So El Camino is like happening after the final episode of the Breaking Bad series, and we know that Walter White came back from his hideout, and then Jesse Pinkman was held captive with Todd's gang, Todd and his uncle's gang, and Walter White came and killed all those people, and Jesse Pinkman was freed in the process. So after getting out, what did he do? So that's the one log line you can say for El Camino, this movie. So we see that he gets out, but he's being having this post traumatic PTSD. So he's still suffering the captivity experience even after he's out, and it's really difficult for him to come out. He goes to his friend's house and a couple of friends, obviously people characters from Breaking Bad. So they try to patch him up, and then there's a statewide what do you say, hunt for Jesse Pinkman, because he's also one of the most wanted person in this new drug mafia that Walter White created. It's like Kingpin. He's the Kingpin. Towards the fourth and fifth season, we see Walter White taking control of everything else, and like almost that was the case. So he was already a mafia lord, Walter White, and his sidekick Jesse Pinkman. So the hunt is on for Jesse Pinkman. The cops are chasing, and everyone is trying to get a hold on him. So, and we see flashes of past, taking us back to the series, the characters that had died on the series. So we see them live in the El Camino movie. It comes as a flashback, flash of past, and we see that Jesse Pinkman wants to go to Alaska, and he decides to go there, and it's like a couple of episodes put into a movie. That's what I felt. So he ends up going to Alaska. That's the movie, and we see they were saving the Walter White segment for the last act, like climax. So we see Walter White. It happens like I think immediately when they crack the baby blue, and they are planning to they kind of produce it in a mega scale, and they want to find a sole distributor, so he can distribute instead of selling them themselves. It will take a long like maybe 6 months or 8 months for the revenue to come in. It's difficult for them to distribute, so they were discussing like we should get a distributor and try to distribute it. So it happens in a cafe where they have breakfast, and we see the truck, the first episode infamous truck where Jesse Pinkman and Walter White was trying to make meth. So it was all nostalgic seeing all those characters alive on the movie, and it was so good. I mean, I felt so good. Its rating is 7.3, but it's not as good as the series or every episode. How was it framed? But right, the writing has to be different in a series and in a movie. So this, I feel, it was not, even though it's a movie, it was not as a movie, but as a epilogue or ending chapter for Jesse Pinkman. So it's like two episodes put into a movie, 2 hours, and I enjoyed watching it. As I said, the narration switches between the present tense and the past tense, and we see all the characters coming alive in the past tense, and everyone is given a segment, like all the main characters of Breaking Bad and the supporting leads. So they were all part of this movie, and Jesse Pinkman is like the whole movie is there. So there's a lot of interesting and thrilling segments. So it's very simple. Like he's trying to run away from cops, and his friends help him out, and he gets to Alaska. That's the basic logline of the whole movie. But then the way they have executed the scenes they have developed, and how thrilling every scene has to be. So they have planned it really well, and it's like a, what do you say, roller coaster. Like many segments are like you keep hooked, and then it immediately switches to the past tense where we see the Breaking Bad characters come alive, and it becomes like poignant, emotional. You kind of miss the series, and yeah, you would obviously go back to Breaking Bad, I guess. So watching this movie, you would again go for a second time, a third time watch of Breaking Bad, and it's a very short series, right? So it was just 5 or 6 seasons of 12 episodes each. So I'm sure people are gonna miss Breaking Bad after watching this movie, and it's vice versa as well. So people who miss Breaking Bad, they would come to El Camino, and yeah, it's definitely not a standalone movie. So if you haven't watched Breaking Bad series, then you will not get what's happening in El Camino. So I would recommend you to go watch the series, take your own time, and then come watch El Camino. I was saving it for at least 2 years. I think I watched Breaking Bad 2 years ago, and then I came to know that there was a movie, a sequel to Breaking Bad series, and El Camino. It was El Camino, but then I didn't want to watch it straight away because I'll miss the series. So I was like saving it, and finally I happened to watch it. It's a really good movie, well written, especially the execution part, how they have developed the scene. So as I said, the logline is simple, but then the way they have narrated it, and with switching timelines, and bringing back the characters that the audience likes and misses would miss. So yeah, definitely it's a worthwhile watch and a must watch for Breaking Bad fans. And as I said, there's a glimpse of every character, including Walter White, coming alive in the movie. So yeah, do check it out. It's available on Netflix, and it's a great movie. It's a thriller. Basically, it's a thriller, and I really liked it. So I'm like missing Breaking Bad series. Probably have to rewatch it at least for filmmaking learning purposes. And yeah, it's a great series, but it's a decent and good movie serving as an epilogue for the series. So do check it out, and yeah, I'll try to get more guest speakers for the podcast episodes, and like we would like to talk about more books and movies on this podcast series. I'm really enjoying this podcast series because I'm exploring my voice and the way I speak and my speech. So gives a lot of contributions and platform to improve. So definitely I'm going to explore this podcast episodes, and yeah, you'll get more podcast episodes. Do stay tuned. You're listening to Medley with Maddie podcast series. This is specifically for movies, and yeah, see you until the next I mean hear me from the next episode. Until then, you are listening to Medley with Maddie. I'm Maddie Dawson. Bye bye.